Hey everybody, today I'm going to be celebrating the 1960s with a whole bunch of vinyl reissues. Just some really good music came out of the 60s, and I know we love our reissues here in the vinyl community, and sometimes that's the best way to get it because hunting for 60-year-old records and being able to afford them is just beyond our means, or beyond my means anyway. But I love the 1960s, the middle years when everything was exciting and fresh. But we're going to start off with this killer box set I had a while ago. I don't believe I've showed this on the VC, but it's The Creation, a wonderful mod band from London. And this is their complete singles box set. And it's got, I think, 11 singles. One of my favorite bands of the 60s. They were a mod band. There wasn't that many mod bands realistically in the 60s. There were a bunch of bands played soul and R&B covers. That's what the mod kids were like listening to. But really you had The Creation, The Who, The Byrds, The Action, The Eyes, and then a couple of minor bands doing the actual mod sound, like where they were making new music, new sound, new fashion. They were cutting edge on the mod scene. But The Creation, they were a singles band, and most of these bands I'm going to be showing were singles bands before the LP. And back when it was exciting, you had to put out a single once a month and compete with your last single, try to be better, and you were competing with all the other bands out there. It wasn't like the modern day where you put out an album, you have a whole year to record and write your songs for another album the next year, and a lot that happened in that 12 months. This is back when you had to just keep pumping out singles and competing to get on the charts and try to be cutting edge of the other bands. But The Creation were a singles band. They never put out an album. There is an album that Germany put out, which compiled like a bunch of singles over their 2-year period. And it's not a great record in my mind. It's like opens with a cover, The Cool Jerk. It's missing some of the good tunes, but either way, it's a compilation album. It was reissued on Record Store Day, but they reimagined it in stereo, and it was just a poor release in my mind. But The Creation, listen to them as singles, and you could hear the A and B side as they came out is just very exciting, especially The Creation. Their first 4 singles both sides were amazing. And then they put out an EP of covers, and then they went back to like 2 sides of just amazing stuff. And it's a great release with a wonderful book. And stickers and stuff. And it came with promo photos. And I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but this box set is well worth it. It came out a few years ago, worth finding, put out by Demon Records. And all the singles have sleeves, and this is absolute 2-sider. Maybe I'll play it. Make it time. Shoot the line. The people to believe in. Things you say. Gone in a day. Everybody leaving. Everybody leaving. Why do we have to carry on? Always singing the same old song. Same old song, the same old song. Next up, another mod band, and I know I did a whole video dedicated on this box set, so I'll try to go quick on it, but this is the Byrds, not to be confused with the American Byrds that came later. This is the British Byrds, which had Ron Wood in the band on guitar, and it's got 5 singles. It did pretty much their complete work. I think the 5th one was tracks that were never released, if I remember, and it's got a gorgeous book, also put out by Demon Records, and this is compulsory. If you're into the 60s, you really need to hear the Byrds. But it's got a beautiful book, tons of pictures, and the dates they played. But as good as The Creation. And they were Lemmy's favorite band. Next up on the mod scene, I'm going to show some mod stuff, are The Eyes. This is a reissue of the Eyes EP. They put out a couple of singles. They're from Ealing in England. And this is 4 songs, absolute killer. And they look really cool with these sweaters with the stripes. and they had a big eye on the thing. But absolute four killer tracks on this. The Eyes, The Arrival of the Eyes.
When the night falls, when the night falls, I've told you many times before, if you deceive me, I don't want you no more. People thought that I was fooling around, but I've got both my feet on the ground. I don't regret the things I've done, although I miss your loving when the night falls.
That was When the Night Falls, but they have a song called My Degeneration, an answer to the Who's My Generation. And there is a volume 2 that was put out. Both of these were reissued by Luna Blue. And this never came, this isn't a repro. This is just a reissue of their other singles. And I believe between these two, you have basically the complete The Eyes. Awesome mod band. And what do I got next? Oh, here's a killer reissue of a mod band called the Southern Sound. And this is the only way you could afford this, because this is probably like $1,000 record. But this features Robbie Blunt, who later went on to become Robert Plant's longtime guitar player. But let's hear some.
Just the same as you, just the same as you, just the same as you, just the same as you.
Here's the B-side. So good, man.
You don't tell me what to do.
Since we're still in the mod section of this video, I'm going to show these really cool Who box sets. This is the Brunswick years, and this is the Reaction singles. And these are all up to, I think, 66. There's another one, the Track Records, which I like. I want to get because some of the early singles are important. But this is when the Who were a singles band. They were unbeatable. They really didn't put out great albums until maybe you could argue the Quick One was their first real album. But really until Tommy came out, they were a singles band where Pete was writing these songs all the time, trying to put them out like once every couple of weeks, basically. And just awesome, just track after track awesome. Way better than listening to like the Magic Bus LP or the My Generation LP. The singles are where it's at. They're really an unbeatable band. And one of them, oh, this one's really good because it's got the single for the High Numbers, which you're never going to find an original. You'd have to pay big money when they were the High Numbers. Awesome. All right. Led Zeppelin fans, this was a gift from Brother Vance, Zepp Pearl. He gave me this. Is awesome. Jimmy Page. This was a reissue of Jimmy Page. She Just Satisfies. And the B-side's an instrumental. And it's Jimmy Page singing 1966. Great guitar work. Well worth getting for Zeppelin fans. Instead of getting your 15th copy of Zeppelin 4, like start delving into some of the other great Jimmy Page. Here is Mickey Finn. This is another great like Freakbeat number. And this is Night Comes Down. And this also features Mickey Finn was Mickey Waller, not the drummer. He was a guitar player, Mickey Waller, and Jimmy Page plays guitar on this. And there's like two guitars going, and one of them's out of tune. But either way, this is The Sporting Life and Night Comes Down. Both sides, absolutely killer. You know, Freakbeat. Not, I wouldn't say mod so much, but Freakbeat. Reissued on this Columbia reissue. But check it out.
Night comes down like shades of falling rain. shades of falling rain. Lonesome when you call my name. The night comes down and it makes me feel so bad. The night comes down and it makes me feel so bad. I remember the best times I have had. Quiet like an empty cannon's roll. So quiet like an empty cannon's roll. Quiet now, we used to laugh before. Night comes down like shades of falling rain. And I hear it tapping on my window pane. And it's tapping on my pane, tapping on my door, tapping on my pane, tapping on my door, tapping on my pane. You can't come in no more.
Okay, next up, we got a reissue of a band called the Darwin's Theory. I think this is the only non-British group we're doing. They were a French band. I forget the name of them. They had a French name, but they changed the name to Darwin's Theory when they sang in English and released a singles in England. But this is actually a two-sided too. This is Darwin's Theory reissue. This is a killer track, Hosanna, almost like frat rock meets the Pretty Things R&B. I'll play that. And the B-side, Daytime, is like a cool ballad, but like almost a mod Freakbeat ballad, kind of like The Creation or The Kinks maybe. But let's hear this A-side, Killer. Next up, here's a cool reissue of the Rockin' Vickers. I've played this and showed this before, doing Dandy, the Ray Davies tune, and this was produced by Shel Tammy, as is the Creation I showed earlier. But this featured a young Lemmy, and it's a cool novelty, and this was reissued on Monster Records out of Spain. But nice early, I guess beat music I'd call it more, but. And let's see, speaking of beat, one of my favorite tracks, this reissue of 1964, Brian Diamond and the Cutters. Brian Diamond and the Cutters on this Fontana label. Awesome track. And this would be a big money record to find the original. We'll hear this and see if you recognize that the riff was ripped off by the B-52s. Killer beat track, man. That's got to be one of the best songs out of England from the 60s. What do we got next? So this is a cool reissue. I'm not going to play it, but this is the Small Faces. This is broadcast from a German television show, 1966. You get 4 tracks. Then there's a band like the television host introduces the band with Steve Marriott. Then there's a little Steve Marriott interview. But you get Hey Girl, All or Nothing, What You Gonna Do About It, and Sha La 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 Lee. It's really cool. Not the best fidelity, but you could actually hear their performances wild. And this is another great mod band, man. Small Faces. I forgot to mention them. What do we got? Oh, let's do, this is a cool one. This is the reissue of the Fairies. What is this? 1965. This is more of the like the R&B scene with like the Rolling Stones and the Pretty Things. And this is a two-side of the Fairies featured Twink, who later I think played with the Pretty Things and the Pink Fairies later on. He's kind of a zealot. He's all over 60s psychedelic England. But this is Get Yourself Home, which the Pretty Things actually recorded, but I don't think it was ever released until years later. And I'll Dance. This is an awesome two-sider, tough cigarette smoking, London rock and roll. And since I did that, I'm going to show the Pretty Things reissues because they're probably one of my favorite bands. First two Pretty Things albums are amazing, but I really like these EPs because you get some tracks that weren't on the albums. And in no particular order, this might be number one or number two, but this is stuff from the first album when they're an R&B band. This is Pretty Things, Rosalind. And this has Rosalind, Roadrunner, the Bo Diddley number, Don't Bring Me Down, Judgment Day. And these were... this is the R&B scene, different than the mod scene. This is the drinking, smoking, music loving scene. And this is reissued on Norton, and they did a whole series of the Pretty Things. This is what? Buzz the Jerk, You Don't Believe Me, You'll Never Do It, Baby, and Come See Me. That's 4 killer tracks. Here's another one. Big City, I Can Never Say, Get Yourself Home, that's the song the Fairies did. And the songwriter, I think, was an American songwriter. I remember looking this up, and he had like a real shady checkered past or future, I guess, after that song. But very interesting. And Honey I Need, this is killer. These are all the Pretty Things, first two Pretty Things albums, and the singles are mandatory. And this one is the best one because it's got Midnight to 6, Can't Stand the Pain, LSD, Midnight to 6. Two best tracks, non-LP. So, and Me Needing You. This is absolute 10-star EP. And this one is a little later Pretty Things, during, I think, their third album, Emotions, which is a stinker. Once they discovered LSD, Pretty Things lost their rock and roll edge. But these are some cool demos or unreleased stuff, a little more psychedelic or experimental, but just to complete the series. Let's do... I don't know if I ever showed this. This is pretty... A lot of people know this, but this is just awesome. This is the Rolling Stones box. And it's, all their singles to 66. I do like the chunk of singles they did in 67, right up until Satanic Majesty. So I wish it went a little further, but if you get the second box set, then it's got the 70s stuff, which are mainly album tracks besides Jumpin' Jack Flash. It's just not as exciting as this, but this is a wonderful box set. And just figured I'd show it. And then what I could show on top of that is this is killer reissue. It's not even a reissue. It's probably a first issue of the Rolling Stones, We Were Falling in Love. And this was a found acetate record in someone's garage who they pitched the song to. I think it was recorded. It's got the info on the back of the sleeve. But it's never been issued. This is what the demo looked like. And it's the Stones. It's a really cool track. They were making Keith demoed this to give to another artist to record. And I only listened to this a few times, but the song stuck in my head. It just shows how good of a songwriter that Mick and Keith were. But let's play some of this. Here's another cool reissue. This is a band called Paper Blitz Tissue. And the reason I got this is because Dave Dufert, the drummer, sister of Denise Dufert from Girls School, but Dave Dufert was in Angel Witch and the EF band, the Swedish band that became new wave, moved over and became a new wave of British heavy metal band. So I was doing research on him, and I found he was into like kind of like a Freakbeat psychedelic band in the 60s, and they had this reissue. And this is Paper Blitz Tiger. This will be 1967, so this is a year where we start getting into psychedelics. But we'll hear it. It's got some killer guitar on here. Not the best track, but man, actually, and I think the original goes for like $1,000. So some people, this is right up their alley for psychedelic. But let's hear this. Okay, and the last, I just think singles are so much fun with all this stuff. But the last one I'm going to end you with is a two-sider. I can't remember which is, they're both great. This is like proto-heavy metal almost. But it's a band called The Game, and it's from originally on Parlophone, and I think this is a big money record. This is total freak beat, mod, fuzzed up guitar. Let's do this is the promotional side. We'll try this, but both sides are killer.
What they call me is wrong. What they am, I'm really not so evil, and I know that you can tell.
Here's the B-side. Ah, man. What guitar. Thank you, guys. Celebrating the 60s, baby.